Replacing the 135i, a wider profile, similar height, 3 inches longer, 3 inches, not 2. Less of a cartoonish look, 100 pounds lighter than the 435i, and an M in front of the confusing numbers, you ask. Don't be misled by the M badge on the 2015 BMW M235i. Let me dictate. M is merely an appearance and handling package on this vehicle. It's an M Sport, not a pure-blood M. It's an MPA vehicle, to be exact. It is a sportified version, like the Audi S line compared to the RS line would be this M Sport to an M Series. Smart marketing, BMW, or was it? Have you diluted M's tenacity? 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds doesn't sound too M-worthy to me, but then once you get behind the wheel and it's off paper, well, this car is much more fun than you would think. With the M appearance and handling package, no extra power out of the engine, but if you want outrageous factory power from BMW, you've chosen the wrong car. Perhaps an F82, more specifically an M4 GTS, providing a water-injected 3-liter twin-turbo straight 6, cultivating nearly 500 horsepower, and it's even lighter than what I'm currently vesseling, which is insane because this is a smaller car. But again, with the race spec, they change maneuverabilities and options, and they also change a lot of the other materials used in order to create the car. So you end up getting a lighter chassis. It's kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, you're going to pay more money, and yeah, that's going to be much harder to find, but it is worth the search. But let me wander from rambling about unicorns and get into the point. A really fun point, an exceptionally charismatic point from BMW. This is the M235i. The F22 chassis racing option. Although it may not be up to spec and on paper might upset a few M enthusiasts, you can't deny the amount of fun that you can still have in this car. Carving through corners, bouncing off bumps and imperfect roads. You get it all. I wouldn't spread the hate until you get inside the car. The driver aids offered in this vehicle are bare, which is something I promote. I'm a fan of BMW steering and handling, feeling like you're driving on rails, nimble, quick, tight, taut steering. The raw authenticity you get while commandeering the wheel of one of these ultimate driving machines, it's rather organic and quite engaging, to say the least. I would assume blindfolded I'd know whether I was driving a 2 Series or 1 Series compared to some of the other models BMW has, or even other vehicles other manufacturers offer that are similar to this. It's just an interesting feel. It's very unique. I feel like I'm driving on rails. It feels so rail-like and go-kart-ish. And it's not crazy. It's not insanely powerful. It's not why you buy this car. You buy this car because it's fun. I'm not saying that in a negative way, because it is luxurious, and well, the interior isn't really up to par on where I'd want it to be, but it's still nice, especially this carbon, the silver aluminum carbon that's going on. I'm a big fan of that, and I'm usually just a big fan of regular carbon, but that looks cool. Kudos, BMW, kudos. So more about these bare, less intrusive driving aids. All right, naturally, there is ABS, cool, might need that. ABS is great, we love ABS, it's good to have it. It helps, nothing wrong with it. Same annoying, life-saving traction control that BMW offers. What do you mean, traction control? Once you put it into Sport Plus, it is completely negated and turned off. That's my kind of place to be, and that's what I like. That's when you can really throw the back end of this car out and have some fun with it. You can throw it around, you can do what you need to do, throw it in the corners. If you're on the track, you can do whatever you want. It's fun, it's cool, whatever you need. Want to go drift, go for it. You can do it. Good grip in these cars. There's a lot of options you have once traction control is off. With it being on, it still doesn't take away a lot. It just takes away your manlyhood and completely kills the entire experience. Alas, DSC, driving stability control. Ooh, whatever that means. Now, DSC serves its purpose as well, and it is intriguing, to be honest. Being the nucleus of the chassis control system in all of these Bavarian contraptions, it's an assurance the most efficient levels of stability occur and benefit maximum traction of all the wheels when accelerating and turning on steep, deadly cliffs that you can fall off of and die if your car slides out, and they make sure that you can actually have controlled drifts. We're in the middle of a bunch of farmland right now in New Jersey, so there's nothing deadly about that, except for cows. Cows can be deadly. Horses too. They can kick you and kill you. I've been kicked by a horse before. We're not gonna. Woo! This thing throws me into the seat as I go around curves. It's really engaging. So remember when I said handling package? M adaptive suspension, baby. It's ripe, but no MDCT. Not a problem. I'll take this fun, swift, short-throwing manual gearbox, and vice versa, any day. It just depends on how much traffic I'm in, and if it's nice out, I want to go for a drive and be more engaged in the vehicle. This gets the job done. The fact that this shift knob is kind of flimsy, and I've heard on most vehicles this can actually fly off in hot weather. Just can't be loose, you have to tighten it. It can easily fall off. That's the only negative thing about the manual gearbox is BMW might need to rethink their engineering on fastening and securing their shifter knob. No carbon fiber roof. Come on, BMW. I thought this was an M car. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's an MPA vehicle. Again, not a true M. I could go 50-50 on that. I could really go either way. It kind of sucks, but it kind of doesn't. It's kind of awesome, but it kind of sucks. It depends on who's looking. It's very subjective. If you're an M enthusiast, you may not like this. Whoa there, buddy. Don't you pull out in front of me. Let's give a little acceleration. Other than that, no complaints there. It's fun, and that's what it's for. There should never be a manual gearbox that isn't fun to shift through because it's 2016 and we have the technology to just get rid of it and make it automatic. Give me some flappy, nasty paddles to shift and I'll be good to go. Now let's get to engine spec. There's a 3-liter turbocharged engine throwing 320 horsepower at me under here at $6 grand with 330 foot-pound of torque. I'm pretty sure. It might have 320 foot-pound of torque. No. It kind of feels like it. We got some push there. Like I said, a smooth, suave, serene 6-speed manual gearbox in here and a rear-wheel drive transmission. We're gonna pull a U-turn right around here because I don't know where that goes and we almost just stalled. No, we didn't. You're gonna ignore that. Next, not gonna lie, the twin turbo, it's not too... Did I just say twin turbo? There's one turbo in here. Anyway, the turbo it doesn't feel like a appropriate turbo. It sounds good, it sounds great, but it's pretty weak. It's kind of upsetting. Not a huge fan of this turbo, the way it's set up in tune. There could be a tune out there that'll do that. This car made really good power prior to the fact of Joe Parker reverting this thing back to stock because, well, I'll get to that in a little bit. Let's talk about fuel economy because I'm being really fuel efficient right now with the way I'm driving. You know, why not? So we're looking at about 19 in the city, 28 on the highway, which gives you, I think, a 22 combined. That's not too bad for this. It's kind of what you get in most sports cars, around that. It could be higher, but again, that's probably not the reason why you bought this car. BMW recommends premium. Of course you do. Thanks, guys. Do you want my soul too? I'm just kidding. I shouldn't really be bitching about 93 octane, because when you get lower quality gas, especially in New Jersey, it's hit or miss. These seats, they're really comfortable seats. They look all right too. It's regular leather BMW seats. I'm not too crazy about the quality of these seats, but what I can be crazy about is the way they feel, the comfort. The bolsters are pulling me in. They do make me feel pretty good. I like how I feel while I'm driving and throwing through the gears while I'm going down these roads. It's cool. I like it. These seats aren't bad, and I don't mind them. Pretty convenient. I don't see anything wrong with them. Now, my one thing I do need to say is not as good as some of the new styling BMW has to offer. I'm a big fan of the special lightweight M Sport seats offered in the competition pack with the cutouts. Makes it a lighter weight seat. Looks almost like a trampoline seat back. I don't know. They're comfortable. That's all I know. I don't really know exactly the whole engineering of it, but come on, BMW! Put them in this! You want to put an M on the vehicle, but you don't want to put these seats in there? That's a little half-assed to me. Awesome trunk space compared to the 1 Series. Rear seats fold forward, but you aren't buying this car if you want trunk space, believe that. You can barely fit a couple bodies in there, and you know, you gotta be able to fit some bodies in the back of your car. So we're a little less expensive than the 435i, so the interior does reflect that. It's quite blatantly obvious that you don't get exactly what you would get in a higher priced vehicle, but it's okay. For what you're paying, well, actually for what you're paying, I kind of would want a little bit more, to be completely honest. At least this stuff isn't hard plastic like in my F-150. Come on, Ford. Basic compact cluster, I'm not a huge fan of it. But it doesn't look bad, it just doesn't look great. It's refined, it's not modern. Modern would be like an LED, a full digital cluster. That would look sweet. I'd be really into that. But you didn't do that, BMW, so I'm not into it. Prognosis of the cluster, not a huge fan, but it's cool. Infotainment is your general BMW infotainment system. You can use this iDrive controller down here by the clutch. I just said that's a clutch. By the shifter. That's pretty convenient. It's cool. You got all your buttons down there to control everything, and it's a really, really cool situation. Awesome Harman Kardon sound system in here. Sounds pretty good. Not gonna lie. Bluetooth pairing with the vehicle. That's convenient. USB ports for hard wiring too. I'm glad that's there because it's almost 2020 and some manufacturers haven't adapted to USB ports yet, which is scary. Definitely scary. It's 2016 now. What I am a fan of is the handling of this car. It knows exactly what it wants to do. It's so responsive. You tell it to do something and it does it. Acceleration is good in here, but it's not as fast as the CLA AMG 45. So there's an optional automatic transmission you get. I believe it's an 8-speed. It's the ZF8 auto transmission, and it would statistically be faster than the manual gearbox we have here, because there's a more advantageous lower gearing than we have with just manually shifting, but there's a quick steering rack, small ratio, real nice tight turns, and I don't know, it gets the job done. I'll take the manual over that. A couple milliseconds. I'm not racing this car. It's steering and handling, and if you enjoy the style of the car, game over. That's the saving grace of this car. Light years ahead of the 135i's handling, which wasn't terrible, but wasn't up to par with its fellow siblings, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I've driven a 135i before and just wasn't a huge fan of what was going on. This is much, much different, much better. Comfort and Eco Pro mode down there. Eco Pro cuts the digital engine note. Cabin noise becomes a thing of the past, and it's almost fully sealed out of the car. In today's market, I'd consider the 235i the modern market 3 Series, and it performs that way too. But comparisons are difficult with this car because there isn't much else on the market like it. There's a considerably more expensive option that came in S. Then you have the CLA 45 AMG. These are weird to compare because they're all diverse in appearance, but somewhat similar in function. The Cayman is more expensive, and for what it's worth, the BMW really can compete at the value for what you're receiving. Here's the thing. With mostly everything I just spoke negatively about and dislike, I understand why BMW did this. It's an MPA vehicle. That's Motorsport Performance Automobile. It's their MPA line of their performance line. It's just toning it down a little bit. It's still giving you a car you can daily drive and use frequently. Not that you can't do that with an M3 or an M4 or an M5, but those are more track capable and they're more expensive options. It's making it a little bit more of an efficient, economical option for someone, and they're just not giving you all of the bits and pieces. Yet, if you've heard of Dynan, this gnarly little California company that takes superb stock BMWs and takes them from sweet to diabetes, yeah, this car likes mods. So much for me to say that if this interior was a little bit more lavish, up to par with the M2, there's potential I would go with an M235i over a turnkey M2 after I beef it up with a few mods, or else give Dynan a call and enhance this little car. The owner of this car, Joe Parker, I'll list his Instagram in the description below. He had a ton of mods on this car recently. Just reverted back to stock. It was wrapped Tiffany blue, vinyl wrap, some sick black rims, a killer bolt-on setup with a crazy exhaust. The reason why he reverted everything back to stock is because he's getting rid of it. The channel is growing way faster than I expected, so let's keep this up. Share these videos, hit that thumbs up down below, and stay tuned for more awesome videos to come. Thanks to Joe Parker for the donor vehicle. My man, this M235, like I said, is being traded in for something a bit more deliberate. So subscribe to find out what it is. I got a few more videos coming out involving this car and a few others that Joe has and is acquiring. So check it out, see what we got coming. It's gonna be a fun time. It's probably really dark right now. I'm under like a cavern of trees. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Like the video down below. And watch the other ones on the channel. Just making a left turn. Reverse. Wow, that's slick. Helping me parallel park. I like you. I don't need that shit.